Now I was gonna stall out this video, or like not stall out, but do this later, but I see CHIMERA here on the Runecraft and it scares the crap out of me. Grayson Rocket Blader is just the fix of the other one that we just did. And the next one after that is going to be this one. Cut it off to the side. Blood is starting getting some stuff revealed. So Blood Berserker, Machine, Nurse Devil, Narilla, Beast Demon, and Enveloping Wish is looking like all that's going to be here. We also have some two things which was probably have to do with Enveloping Wish from Havencraft. So let's go on. So as we saw, that Grayson Rocket Blader is the other card. Still, like I said, not that good. Well, not that it's not that good. It's just, come on. Sword doesn't need it. Sword doesn't need it. So next up is the regular Steel CHIMERA. Now CHIMERA is a scary thing normally in Runecraft, but it looks like it's different. It's going to be Machina, Fusion Machina as well. Whenever cards are fused to this card, subtract 2 from its cost for each card fused. So 9 cards fused to this card, it's free. So is there a purpose of any of that? So here we go. So Fanfare, it's a ward. It's a 5/5 ward. Return all allied Machina followers except this card, or if there's more of them. So you could keep playing a bunch of them, let's say, and at least they will stay in the field, to your hand and summon assembly droids equal to the number of cards returned. So if there's all the other minions besides this card will come back, will go back to the hand, which is awesome, because if there's any good, you know, fanfare effects, you can play them again, and that could be really, really good. Then give all allied assembly droids, which are summoned from this card, plus X and rush. X equals half of the numbers of cards used to fuse this card, rounded up. If you're playing it for free, right? So that's 9. Half of that, I think that would actually go up to 5 if you were to actually put 9 Machina cards into this. So it would be giving +5/+5 assembly droids and rush. And you could, I mean, the silliness of it is playing them again, like playing as a second one on top of that, and then all those assembly droids go back to the hand. You could maybe cycle it. You can't cycle this card. Rune does have the capability to Mysterian Project the card though, to make multiple copies of it. I don't know how quick or easy it's going to be to actually do any of these fusions. That, like I said, that whole mechanic, I need to see it in game. It needs to be shown, because I mean, yeah, you can invest in putting fusion cards, Machina cards into this, but then what's on the board? You know, what are you actually playing? Are you only using duplicate cards, or sorry, generated cards that, you know, like the assembly droid and, you know, repair modes? Or are you actually gonna fuse other Machina cards that have effects, and do you just lose that? So it's interesting to see how the fusion is going to come into play, or is it just going to be the fusion is so good you might as well use it? So I'm interested to see what. So far this card's really good, but you need a board. Runecraft Machina, from what I could remember, there are some decent cards in it, especially if the other card that you get 1 play point back when you play a Machina card, that will be super strong if that's still in the meta, in the rotation when this card comes out. So we'll look into that later. Like I said, once all cards are released, I will be doing a full-on showing what cards are going away, and then doing some theorycraft, and I'll try to do theorycraft for every single deck. So that will be the long video that you guys are probably looking for, or the fact that these videos usually don't get that many views anyway, so I'm just doing it for myself and for 5 other people that keep replaying the video. Love ya. Anyway, Blood Berserker, 4 cost 4/3, and it's gonna have rush, which is pretty good. I like this rush. Fanfare, if at least one other allied Blood Berserker has been played this match, gains Storm instead. So I don't think Blood has any multiplicating of cards, like making multiple cards duplicate. It could go by bouncing the card, but that's cool. So if you're running multiple copies, you obviously can't run one. If you're gonna dedicate yourself to this guy, you gotta go full on. I think this is more for hand buff Blood. I don't know if that's getting any more support in this expansion, but if you play it, and let's say the first one is a 4/3, but the other one was buffed to hell, and then you got a 4 cost storm that's can be doing a crazy amount of damage. So it's an interesting card, and it's a bronze card, so I think that it's hinting at hand buff and deck buff Blood, which really hasn't gotten much of any attention afterwards. You know, they went back into self-ping Blood, so I don't know if they're going to be going back with that deck, but I did like that deck style a lot. Next up is going to be the Machine Nurse Devil. This is Bloodcraft Machina, which, as we know, is a very strong Machina deck. Blood Machina was very, very strong, and I think most of their pieces are still going to be in play. If at least 10 allied Machina followers have been destroyed this match, recover 1 Evo point, and it's a 3 cost, 3 cost, 3/3, giving you a free Evo. Beautiful. Obviously not free, 10 things have to die, but we all know Machina summons 1 billion assembly droids, you're gonna be fine. And it has its own Evo. It evos for full stats, which is awesome. Evo, if you have at least 2 Machina cards in your hand, very likely to happen, give your leader the following effect. At the end of your opponent's turn, summon an assembly droid. This effect is not stackable and lasts for the rest of the match. So this is awesome, and you could pretty much play this like on curve. If you go second, you can play it on turn 4, and that's gonna happen. And then it's gonna give you a free Machina follower. What's really good about that is that it's at the end of the opponent's turn, which means that for mono, that card will be evolutionized. I tried my best to avoid that way of saying that. It will actually evolve, and it will be able to hit the face. So that's very strong. This card is super duper up there. Machine Nurse Devil, Bloodcraft Machina looking dramatically strong. And if they keep killing it, because every turn, right, doesn't matter, because the last part, give your leader the following effect, so you don't always have to have 2 Machina cards in your hand anymore, and it will help ramp up mono as well. So whew, Bloodcraft Machina definitely looking strong right there with that card. Next one is the Bloodcraft Legendary, which is Nerea, Beast Dominator, which I think the Beast Dominator was an old card beforehand. And let's see what it does now. Fanfare, summon a Flood Behemoth and give it ward. Fanfare, if Avarice is active for you, evolve this follower. If Avarice is active for you. Now it does have an evolve, give all enemy followers -2/-2. A follower is destroyed when its defense drops below 2. So these can be an auto kill. That's really cool. And these don't look like it's for the end of the round, so it's a permanent thing. This card is dumb strong. I think Avarice is what's one, unless there's a thing that tells us what Avarice. Boom, okay, it is right here. Well, Uprooted will also introduce new keywords for 2 existing Bloodcraft mechanics. Avarice refers to turns where you have drawn at least 2 cards, and Wrath refers to have taken damage during your turn at least 7 times during the match. So that's the self-ping aspect, so they're giving a name to it, so it's probably easier to kind of like not have so many words on the cards. So there are a couple cards that have that. So what they're saying here, let's go back to this, is that if you draw at least 2 cards, the way that it's worded, draw at least 2 cards, which is 1 card for your turn and then another card by something else, this card will automatically evolve. For turn 6, that's kind of hard, you know, to have that happen, but maybe you can base the deck around that. I mean, on turn 7, you can do that with the Creeping Madness. That's pretty easy. What is a Flood Behemoth though? Is that so? What is a Flood Behemoth? Flood Behemoth is a 4/6 clash, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. That's pretty good. So it's a ward, as I said, and it just has clash, as we see here. So it's a ward. It's gonna have ward, sorry, and it has clash. So when they attack into it, it's gonna do 1 damage to each. And then when she attacks, only if she's evolved, she'll do this effect as well. So that's really, really good. The Enveloping Wish, which we already predicted was these 2, the same way that the other cards have been. So it's gonna be Arise's Prayer or Meowscar's Dynamism. If 2 or more allied amulets are in play, you get to do both. So one is draw 2 cards and the other one is summon Meowscar's. So we're gonna take a wild guess is that Prayer is draw 2 cards, and Meowscar's is summon Meowscar himself. So for how much the original card cost, it costs 3. That's really good. 3 costs, draw 2 cards, and summon a Meowscar's. Obviously, this is if you're running Amulet plus the tree. This is for the Natura, which is starting to shape up a little bit. So already with the package of Natura Haven, I think this is pretty good. They do still have, I just clicked onto it, Justine, which is also, you know, in that same realm of Natura Haven. So maybe Natura Haven will have enough support, even though it lost, got hit with a little bit of nerfs, it might be able to come back a little bit stronger with this card. This, you know, Justine having Storm and all this other fancy stuff that it has. Ward, look at that, Ward, Bane, Drain, fusing natural cards into it. But again, like I said when I saw this card, is that it kind of hurts because you have to play the trees, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. And even with this card, you know, Meowscar's drawing 2 cards is good though, but I don't know, Meowscar's coming out for free is pretty good because he has Storm and he hits the face and yada yada. All right, I'm actually gonna finish off the newer cards that just dropped today on 3/21, and I just did a whole session of it and I forgot to hit record. Now I know that it's recording now. Alright, so let me go over this real quick, and I'm gonna cut the end of the other video and finish it here. First thing is gonna be Impact Soldier, which is the 8 cost 7/8. Accelerate 2, deal 3 damage to an enemy follower. Ward, when it actually comes out, deal 3 damage to an enemy follower. This card is hot trash, and you're never gonna see it. Next up is Sorcery in Solidarity. Solidarity. You know, this is the choose card, another choose card. If this card is spell boosted at least 5 times, instead you can put a random Runecraft follower from your deck into your hand, and or give you the lovely effect whenever you play a Machina card, draw a card, only till the end of the turn. It's not permanent on the leader. Tetris Metal is obviously the Machina part. Conjuration is the Runecraft part. I think for this card alone, this Runecraft effect is actually just too strong, especially because the original cost of the card is only 2, so that's really good to have. If you get the other part of it and you're running the Machina package, well, all the better. Honestly, it's really good. All in all, I think you're gonna see this card regardless of everything. You're just gonna see this card in a lot of decks just because of that first part. If you're running pure spell boost without the Machina package, you're gonna get a spell boosted minion like Kuon or any of the other little gang members into the deck for free, into the hand for free. So I definitely think you're gonna put this card into the deck regardless. Next up are the cards that Igni revealed. You can even see that the Redditor actually put the picture from when they first revealed it on his video, which is pretty funny. Fanfare, it's a 3 cost 2/3 Fanfare. Put an assembly droid into your hand and change its cost to 0. If Overflow is active, you can put 3 in your hand instead. Pretty good. And then if you evolve, you can evolve an allied Machina follower. Its evolve effects won't activate, but who cares? You just evolve 2 minions. It's like Evolve Dragon. Yeah, it's not. Now the card is good, but I have to stress that it has to be better than the Natra package, or else you're not going to play it. It is still decent, but also let's talk about this card, which is the legendary Rola Inferno Dragoon, which is if there are 2 Machina cards in your hand, it's gaining Bane Ward. So 2 cost, 2/2 Bane Ward. That's pretty strong. Enhanced 7 though, you get +2/+2, so 7 cost 4/4 with Storm. If there are 2 enemy followers or less in play, deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower 2 times. So if there's only 1, that's 6 damage to that follower. That's a pretty good clear. But it also says if there are at least 3, deal 2 damage to all enemy followers. So something's getting hit with 6, or at least 6 individual damage, and then on top of that, if there are 3 enemy followers, then it's 2 spread across the board. That's 6 plus, 2 to everything. Not enemies, so it's just the enemy followers. That's still a really strong clear. Plus, it's a 4 plus 4 plus sorry, not plus 4. It's a 4/4 Storm that's down the field that probably has Bane and Ward. So really good card. And maybe these cards will make it good enough, but I don't know. I just don't think that it looks good on paper, but I don't think it's better on Natra. Don't think it's better than Natra. They also revealed 2 Havencraft cards here, which is the Flag Featherfolk. This one has Crystallize 2, Countdown 3 if you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, which is likely to happen with Haven. Subtract 1 from this countdown, so that could be a 2-drop, 2 countdown, and it's going to summon a Flag Featherfolk. Now the Flag Featherfolk is a 2/4 Storm. You can also play it for 4 as a Storm, and this also has the trait of Natra. So as I was saying when I recorded myself and nothing happened, is that Natra is seeming like it's getting pulled in multiple different directions. The Natra package was good. It got nerfed a little bit, and now it's like, I don't know what they're gonna do, because now we look at the Mechawhip Monk, and during your turn, whenever an effect restores defense to an ally, so it doesn't have to be the face, give +0/+1 to all other allied non-Machina followers, but if they're Machina, they're getting +1/+1 to all other allied Machinas. So that's pretty good. Also, I think this is really cool. I think if you're double traded, if you're dual traded, which I don't think Justine or the other ones, no, they're not. And I know the other one is Machina, Vice Grip is just Machina, but anything that's dual, I think would probably get both. I don't know if that's how they want it to happen, but that could be a +1/+2 for a dual traded card, like I think some of the neutral cards are. Even though this is kind of making you want to say, oh yeah, let me play that Machina package that has the healing, a little bit of Wilbert, Elena. This is pretty much like a 2-cost Elena, that if you can hopefully keep alive, but unfortunately it does other followers, so it will stay as a 2/2 by itself, which kind of makes it, easy to take out unless you can protect it pretty well by healing and buffing up the other cards. And then you're looking at this card. Then you're looking at this card and you see maybe Havencraft Natural might be able to come back with more storm effects. Are you going to be able to get through? Like 2 damage, I don't know if is enough, and I know that they nerfed the other Natural, the gold one, is that going to be enough damage? Are you going to get that with the Meowskers? Is that going to be enough damage to, because you're pretty much ignoring the board when you do that, and when as you're ignoring the board, these other people are building up a board, dragons are evolving stuff, dragons hitting your face with curse damage, Runecraft is playing 16,000 cards because they're going to play the Machina spell boost. There's nowhere they're not. So I don't know if Natural is going to be quick enough. Haven Machina, I think, might be better. I think that package is going to be better for what's coming in the meta so far. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, like I've said, they need to reveal a lot of silver and bronze cards. Some of these now, like Runecraft is pretty much all out in the open, and we'll just see if they get any other 1 or 2 cards maybe to switch around your deck a little bit. But we're really looking forward to, Forest, the other legendary, Swordcraft, see if there's something to beat Evo Sword, or maybe some support. Maybe they'll give them 1 card of support. Right now it's just Machina Sword, and it's like, yeah, no. And 1 more legendary for Dragon, 1 more legendary for Shadow. Shadow I'm really interested to see. Portal I'm interested to see if they give them any more fire, see if they give them any more crazy stuff to do. And neutral, I won't say natural, but yeah, neutral needs just a little bit more. They show both the legendaries here, both the golds. So really interested to see what's coming up next. Hope you guys are too. Just remember that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Wait, I forgot to chuck my deuce. Peace.